What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for moving into the future, and based on that, what the future of Apple could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you are new. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. It has been an absolutely crazy day. Apple's up, Tesla's booming. I made a video on Blink charging yesterday. That's going through the roof as well. Great day overall. Hope you guys all had a green day as well. I know the major indexes weren't looking too hot, but some individual stocks were really killing it today. So hope you guys were able to take advantage of that. We'll get right into it. So let's take a look at Apple. We were up $1.50, which wasn't a whole lot, but remember, it's Apple. It's a $2 trillion company, right? So we can't expect those 10-15% moves in a day. Just doesn't, move like that. But any positive move for Apple, for a lot of us that are holding Apple, is a good move. So let's take a look at what happened, right? So we opened kind of here in the high 122s, and we immediately dropped, right? Hit the VWAP. And then we roared, right? Look at that, going from the mid 122s to 124s. Not something that I was expecting, right? We had talked about, Apple kind of potentially moving up a little bit or down a little bit. I was talking about the levels that we had to break in the high 123s and then 125. We got really close to hitting 125 today, which is something that's great. So moved up, right? Stopped at 124.57, and then we came down, hit VWAP, and then we were kind of going up, hitting VWAP, going up, hitting VWAP, going up, hitting VWAP. And that pattern sort of continued all the way up until here, right, where we were at VWAP consolidating for a little bit, and then we fell below VWAP, right, broke above VWAP, below VWAP, and then we made a push towards VWAP at the end of the day. So overall, I think, good day for Apple. What I was really kind of surprised at was the initial push, right? Because we pushed $2 in less than half an hour, and then from that point on, it was relatively silent for the rest of the day, and then kind of just flirting with VWAP and kind of moving up and down there. So that was Apple's movement. Now let's take a look at the general longer term trend that we see in Apple on the daily chart. So what we have here is, if you guys remember this time period, starting from kind of early to mid-October early November, we were making lower highs. Apple was sort of coming down, but what we were talking about is this line coming in from the bottom upward and this line coming in from the top downward, and then sure enough, we were waiting for a breakout. So for a while there, from 11.16 to about 11.24, we were again making lower highs, watching to see if this line would hold. Sure enough, this bottom sort of diagonal line held. Then we were making higher highs, higher lows, hitting against the top line, and at that point we were waiting to see, okay, do we hit that line, kind of move bottom and keep bouncing between the two until we see a breakout, or do we see a breakout? We saw that breakout, from the sort of 1.7 that we went from 117s to 119s, and then now we broke up. So there were three levels we were watching, right? 117, 119, 121.50, broke above all three of those. Then last Friday, we went to test that 121.50 level as support, held greatly. So we knew that would be a good line of support for us moving forward. And then, today we have this green candle here. So now what is this line? This line I was sort of talking about, could be support here, but now it might act as a little bit of resistance. As you could see, initially when we were talking about this line, right, this is back on Thursday of last week, we thought it could be, or I said it could be holding up as good support, and then as we saw last Friday, it held up as resistance, and it was trading between the VWAP and this diagonal line. And then today we also, look at that, hit up perfectly against that top in the 124.57. The good news is that line's going to keep going up every day, so if we're hitting it every day, we're going to be going up every day. But let's take a look at kind of what our next levels to hit are. So today's high was 124.57. We closed at 123.75. We were up $1.50 for the day. Compared to the NASDAQ, which was only up 0.45%, Apple did well. The Dow was down about 149 points and down another 73 points after hours. and S&P was down 0.21%. So compared to all that, Apple did pretty well. But what do we have moving forward, right? So now we've knocked out this high of 123.78 that we set a couple days ago. So the first point I want to see Apple push towards is 124.57. And then that takes us all the way back to this day when we have that 125.39 from October 13th, which takes us back all the way to this 128 and then 137, which was set the day before at an all-time high. From a support level perspective, you know, I like looking at those indicators. So we've got the AEMA coming in right at 121.35, which kind of perfectly aligns with that 121.50 level that we're watching. We've got the 21 EMA coming in at 119.19, which aligns with that 119 level that we're watching. And then we've got a 34 EMA at 118 and a 55 at 116.52 if we push down that much. And then one that perfectly aligns with the 113 level. I really like the support levels we have right now because we've established those three lines as great levels of support, but when you combine that with an EMA, that only adds to sort of the conviction that I have that it's going to hold up as support. Can still break through. Remember, if stock market takes a big hit, vaccine doesn't get approved, whatever, right? Doesn't have to hold, but the fact that we've got sort of two levels, if you will, of support in that one price point makes me kind of comfortable at that level. Now, one thing I will say is we could see a little bit of a pullback in the general market before we kind of see the Christmas rally upward. That's something that I'm kind of being mindful of. We've gone up a decent amount in the past few weeks. So a little bit pullback is healthy. It's nice for the market. So I'm not going all in with my positions right now, just because there could be a potential pullback with how much we've gone up kind of in the past couple of weeks. Right, NASDAQ's hitting all-time highs. And so on and so forth. So that's sort of my conviction. We've got good levels of support down here at the 118s. I think, you know, Apple personally, I wouldn't be surprised if we go sideways / a little bit down and we see some profit taking before we kind of rally at year end. But we could just as easily kind of continue this trend we've made in the past 2 days of higher high, higher low and hitting up against this top line. So, you know, waiting to see what happens there. I've got a couple positions. You know, I've got my long-term stock position in Apple that I'm planning on holding probably forever. Love this company, but you know, other positions as well, taking advantage of the intraday movement. You know, for those of you that watched, or for those of you that know my kind of stance on VWAP, right? If you're watching this and you see it coming down, the fact, you know, you're watching that VWAP to see for that bounce, right? And if you're someone who likes trading kind of quick in and out, you know, I made a video on VWAP and kind of how I do that. So, you know, buying it here and then you can sell it here, right? It's not, I mean, it's a quick day trade and you're not going to make a lot, but it's a quick scalp of, you know, couple percent here and there, if that's something that kind of suits you, or if you want to be in it for the long haul. You know, that's up to you as well, but thought I'd share since that's something that I kind of saw happening. So yeah, hope you guys found this video helpful. There is an Apple event coming up, but it's going to be something pretty minor. I think it's going to be their AirTags or headphones or something like that, because they've already announced the iPhone and the Mac. So I don't think that's necessarily going to be a catalyst. There was a recall on iPhone 11s as well. That doesn't seem to be impacting the stock. But yeah, we could see a healthy pullback before the Christmas rally, or we could keep making this higher high, higher low. So only time will tell. I'll be back tomorrow for another video. Hope you guys all have an amazing start to your week, or having an amazing start to your week rather. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.